Right, looks like the stream is live. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm just gonna let the video in the background run for a while. Got the sound up there, and we'll discuss this video. As a video I took just an hour or so ago to go and look at the river, so I'll remove myself out of the view there for a moment and we can discuss it. So I basically just drove down and visited all the points that I've used in video in the past to show relative to what it's been, where the water level is now. Let me just reduce the sound a little bit there. Let me know if anybody can hear it and what the sound is like. So I'm making this video because a bunch of people have asked about an update on the river, number one. Number two, the river is rising fast and there's more water flowing into the dams than I initially anticipated. So it's about high tide to do an update. So you've seen there, been visiting the places on the river, and I'd just like to get a confirmation if someone is there that we can actually, everybody can actually hear me, the sound is working. And then we'll continue. Baie water alreeds. Louis Petersen is there saying there's a lot of water already. Louis, if you can just confirm for me whether the sound is good. What you've seen there in the video, and the next stop I'll do, you can see that the water level is raised by about 1.2 meters above the normal level. Hi Anita, my wife's also joined. That's a surprise. So we'll just want to check that everything is working, and then we can get into the actual water levels. Let's just move over to that view. Okay, so the idea is that there's a lot of information, more than that I would like to handle in the normal way that I stop next to the river. Sounds good. Louis, thanks. Andre, thanks for that. Sound is good. Okay, there's more information that I would like to handle in the way that I normally do, stopping next to the river and just discussing it. We're going to start with just looking at the unaudited data as given by Department of Water and Sanitation. And what I want to look at is the rivers above the Vaal. So you've got the Kliprivier, Blesbokspruit and Waterval, and if you look at them, Klip is at 127, and then at Gladderdrift 400 cubic meters per second, that's above the northern branch of the Vaal Dam, and that's at 400 cubic meters per second. Other streams, Eland's at, let's just see there, CH 005, that's on the southern branch going into the Vaal below or parallel to Sterkfontein Dam. So that doesn't include the Wilge. That's at what, 430 cubic meters per second. You can see there. So you have to add those two together. That's about 830 cubic meters per second. And then the Wilge at Frankfurt, C8H1, which you see there. I don't see it shown, H1. Okay, so that's just above the dam. That is at where I missed it now. So that's at 278. So there's a lot of water still on its way there. So there's a lot of water flowing into the dam. The current outflow on the dam there is 420 cubic meters per second. But if we look at the dam, it seems that that's the outflow from the dam. They are predicting actual outflow. They're predicting that they're going to open up more water. Let's just look at, there was warnings given, sorry, Looking away there, warnings given. On WhatsApp, that by a group that monitors the water levels, that Bloemhof Dam is going to open up a lot more sluices midday today, open up to 800 cubic meters per second, and then at 2 o'clock, which is about we've just gone past it now, 900, and then later today to 1,000 cubic meters per second. So I want to go and look at those numbers on the river as they happen. So this is Vaal Dam, current outflow 766. That was 7 o'clock this morning. The forecast is that that's going to increase some more. It shows a decrease in the inflow. If you look at, if you look at that, I don't know if the mouse shows but the predicted inflow shows dropping down, but that's not going to be the case. If we go back to the river, the flows on the river, that's going to have to go up unless they close something. So I think we can assume that it's going to increase. And if we look at the river lower downstream, outflow from Vaal there, 420, that was, no, that's contradicting what is shown on the dam site itself. Let's just go back to the Vaal Dam, showing 766. No, sorry, that's the inflow, 766. Okay. Let me reset there just a moment. So inflow 766 cubic meters per second. But like we saw, the rivers upstream has a lot of water in it. Outflow 409. Now let's go down to Bloemhof Dam. So Vaal at Woodlands, sorry, C2H140. Just trying to find it here, to 140. Where is that? That is showing 669. Then showing at Orkney, if you look here at about halfway down that table, 991, C2H7. So that is just above, just below the forks of the Renoster, Vaal and Mooi rivers. So that's water going into Bloemhof. And I wanted to see the other water going into Bloemhof. So Vaal at Kliplaat Drift, C2H61, that's even further down where the falls joins. That is flowing at 1,138 cubic meters per second. So there's a lot of water going into Bloemhof Dam. It shows Bloemhof Dam now at 101% outflow from Bloemhof, and that is at 5 o'clock this morning. Outflow from Bloemhof 663 at 5 this morning. So looking at the dam itself, there's a forecast of the dam going up to 106%. That's quite a lot of water, considering they planned on keeping the water level lower. Inflow is 1,100, that was at 7 this morning, outflow 600, so that's already up. That's a lot of water in the Bloemhof Dam. But now on just looking below Bloemhof, Lower Vaal, you can basically see that peak flow is going downstream now. But then the other side of it, the Orange River has changed a bit. Looking at Gariep, Aliwal Noord above the Gariep, you can see there Aliwal Noord is at 815 cubic meters inflowing into Gariep. And Gariep Dam shows 99%. This was at 9. Let's just see what the dam itself is saying. It's 99% and going up. So they've already been letting water out, generating electricity for the past week or so. More than a week. I think up to about peak electricity generation around the 22nd, but it's difficult to, yeah, so from about the 24th they've been generating electricity around peak flow. No, about two-thirds of generation capacity, and then using the rest of the water at full capacity since the second. Difficult to read it exactly, and that graph jumping up and down makes it more difficult. This is Van der Kloof Dam, so what's happening is Van der Kloof Dam is already at 84%. This is showing 7 o'clock this morning. Let's just see unverified. Van der Kloof 81% at 5. Just go back to this, showing at 7, 80%. Inflow into Van der Kloof is already 667 cubic meters per second. That's from Gariep. That's full generation capacity. And outflow is 32 cubic. Earlier it was lower, so it looks like they're letting some water now. Showing 81 there at 5 and 32 cubic at 7. So there's a lot of water going down from, let's just go back to this stream. There's a lot of water on its way to Gariep Dam. Gariep Dam will even out that flow or reduce that peak flow probably down to about 200-300 cubics. It's going to be more than that. Let's just see 800 at Aliwal. So Gariep is basically full. It will absorb it and bring it down to, let's say, about 600 cubics and keep it there. The fact that they're already generating electricity and having an outflow of around 700, 600 there, and then Van der Kloof being able to generate electricity but also absorb that peak, hopefully until the Vaal peak is slowed or dropped off, let's say about 600-700 cubics, and then Van der Kloof also having to let out about 200 or 300. That just means that there's going to be a big peak flow. A lot of people have asked about Ugrabies, looking downstream. Katlani, Uppington is already at 423. Today Ugrabies will reach about 500 cubics, and then in the next week that peak flow coming down from Bloemhof is going to reach Ugrabies, let's say 5-6 days from now. Ugrabies is going to be at about 1,000 cubic meters per second, 1,100, maybe a little bit more. So that's quite a spectacular height to see the falls at. I just want to have a quick look at the reservoir.org. Their website also gives some information showing there. Let's just see if I can remove that. It's a bit difficult to show it on screen there. Woodstock Dam at 90. Let me just see if I can. Do it a little bit better, but struggling a bit. Okay, Woodstock Dam at 98%, Katse Dam at 99%, Mohale Dam 99%, Sterkfontein 99%, Groot Draai 102%, Vaal at 107%, and then, but this is delayed, so this is in the past week ending 1 April. It just shows the whole system full, but this is slightly older information. So a lot of water downstream on its way downstream. Then just looking at the weather, I've had a quick look here on the map in the catchment areas, Barkley East. Let's just see the weather forecast. There's a lot of rain still forecast. It's not heavy rains, but a lot of rain day to day. Also want to look further north. I usually use either Maseru or Mohale's Neck. There's a lot of rain forecast there. So there's a lot of rain on its way. So I think we can safely say there's a good probability of a bigger flood even than the 1,100 cubic that's currently showing. You can see there's a lot of moisture in the air and a lot of rain forecast for Namibia still, and they have had a lot of rains. And then just extending this forecast, let's say over the next week or so, the yellow and then orange showing something between 50 and 100 millimeters, and when it goes to dark orange, it is around 100 millimeters. A lot of rain still inbound. Okay, so that's a lot of rain. I'm gonna go just read through a couple of the comments quickly. Mike, how's it? Thanks for the update. OB Sedgefield, thanks. Take care, appreciate it. Yellow fish activity, update on yellowfish activity. Too much water still going into the sea. More weirs dams would be an investment. Over the last couple of years, seems like that's true more and more. Compared to 2020, our area and the garden route is saturated. Swartvlei Lagoon still open to tide. Wonderful swimming. Lelani says good rains from Wednesday. Anton Els, ons hoor die Jeep se engine loop. Yeah, sorry, I needed to cut that out. I'll show that again in a moment. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Buffalo, 12 April, Buffalo Rally, Mossel Bay. So avoid the traffic there. Maybe for that day, but go to the rally if you can see it. Sorry, I'm just reading on another screen here. Okay, so that's the situation on the river. There's a lot of water coming downstream. Some of the camps on the eco trail, also our campsites, will be closed, but you'll still be able to camp on the Namakwa eco trail. I want to go over to the video itself and just discuss this video. I'll just move myself out of the way a bit there. Maybe just struggling a bit. I haven't done it in a while. Make it a lot smaller. Vaal Dam met 3 sluise oop. I've heard Lelani that Vaal Dam's open the 4th sluice gate. And Barry van Wyk says it's raining cats and dogs in Klerksdorp. Let's just start this video at the beginning. I want to just talk about the different spots that we see. I'll just put the sound on, but to a low enough level so it doesn't tell me if the background video sound is too much. Just remove myself there. So this is just driving downstream from our house to where the road goes into our campsite, and where I'm currently driving, there's usually water when the level is at around 2,500 to 3,000 cubic meters per second. So the river level rises quite a lot to reach that. Gives you an idea of where it will lie. Driving through here, I can just move it along to where the river is. So this is the road that goes to our campsite, and the river, the level that it is now is already higher than the previous peak about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you can see there water pushing up. I'm going to jump up to the next spot. Just driving out here. We did it with a Amarok a couple of days ago. It needed to be in 4x4. It had one wheel in the air going up that needed 4x4. The Jeep's not even a 4x4, it's just a phenomenal vehicle off-road. We're going to jump up to the next spot that I visit. So this is our our downstream pumping site. I'll turn into it in a moment, and you'll see that the water level's pushed up into the pumps already. Quite soon we're going to have to start raising the pipes up. At the moment you can't yet do it because the suction valve of the pump still pushes up against the sand, the bank, So it needs to come up about another half meter before we can start pulling the pump in. We're not going to need to pull the pumps in a lot at this level. Just 1 or 2 pipe lengths. I'm going to move on to the next stop that I do. That's at the old campsite. We don't use this campsite anymore because of the fire risk. We've had fires jump into the fires break out into the reeds and then jump over into the plantation. So we stopped camping here. It's just too dangerous, too risky. So you can see here where the ducks are flying now, or the geese, Egyptian goose. They're actually a kind of duck, but they're called Egyptian geese. Where you see the small trees and plants, that's normally where you stop to do fishing. So it's already pushed over the banks. Often we get comments that that it's not really over the banks, so it cannot really be called a flood yet. Well, it's over the banks. That is the normal bank. What I'm currently driving on are levees. I'm going to just jump ahead to the next stop. So this is going down. You can see Milo there. This is going down to the primary pump site, or the upstream pump site. Seeing the pump station and the generators, backup generators are there. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. So on the left hand side here is the levee. It's quite a high levee. The levee level is at around 8.2 meters above the normal river level. Yeah, 8.2 meters total, so it's about 7.5 meters above the normal river level. 7.5 meters. Go and look at Eskom power lines, the smaller ones, the wooden ones. This is about how much higher the levee is to the normal river level. It's quite a lot of levee. I'll push up the sound a bit here as the Jeep is not running, so you can hear the river better. So that's going to be it for this video. Let's just look at the comments quickly. Lalani is saying please like the stream, help yours and channel. That's always appreciated. Tony is saying I hope the Jeep is running well. The Jeep is running really well. The engine is so much better than before I had the camshaft done. Milo was quickly there. He's there. He's more in the background. Anyway, I'm going to leave this another 30 seconds of this stream running just for you to enjoy the view. I will see you on the next one. Another question quickly. Any new dams in construction? No, not that I currently know of. There were plans around Veelsdrift, other plans, but there's no project that I know of at the moment. Okay, see you guys on the next one. I'm gonna keep this footage running till it reaches the end, and then I'll shut the stream down. Anyway, see you guys on the next one. Cheers. Just a quick question there. Toby ZA is asking where he can contact me. My email address is yours.malan, JORS Malan, MALAN @gmail.com. Cheers.